Hello and welcome to all our viewers in Nigeria and around the world to a news cycle on Global Television, coming to you live from the nation's capital, Abuja. I am Uyi Agumofwegbe. A quick reminder that Global Television is on DSTV channel 365 and free to air on Nightcomsat. Minister of the Federal Capital Territory, Nyesom Wike, has revoked the land allocations of 568 individuals in Maitama to Abuja for failing to settle their certificate of occupancy bills. This was disclosed by Wike's media aide, Larry Olayinka, saying prominent figures affected by this action include Imo State Governor Hope Uzodinma, Bayelsa State Governor, FCT, Senate Leader Okpeyemi Bamidele, and Abike Dabiri Erewa, Chairperson of the Nigerians in Diaspora Commission. The National Assembly Joint Committee on Finance has exonerated the Joint Admissions and Matriculation Board, JAMB, of alleged misappropriation of funds in its 2024 budget implementation. Chairman of the committee, Senator Sani Musa, in a statement said the board was erroneously accused of reckless spending, given the documents submitted to the committee by JAMB. Sani said JAMB registrar had made efforts to explain how the alleged expenditures were made, but was overruled by the committee, noting that the committee requested that JAMB present it with details of its budgetary appropriation and spending in 2024 and 2025. Sani further said the comprehensive report provided by the board indicated that the line items mentioned during the hearing on revenue did not suggest any mismanagement or misuse of the board's funds, but highlighted the responsible and prudent use of resources under the leadership of the registrar. Osun State Governor Ademola Adeleke has imposed a fresh curfew on the warring communities of Ilobu and Ifon following renewed communal clashes between the two towns. Providing more details, the Secretary of the Union's Board of Trustees, Jide Akinyoye, said the latest attacks began in the early hours of Tuesday. He said gunshots were reported in Ojode and Golden Gate areas of Ifon, leading to displacement as residents fled their homes in fear. Let's turn to the south now, where River State government has confirmed 5 cases of cholera and 9 associated deaths in an outbreak that has affected 2 local government areas of the state. The affected local government areas are Akuku, Toru, and Andoni. According to Commissioner for Health in River State, Dr. Adezi Ore, the confirmed cases were recorded in Akuku, Toru, while the 9 associated fatalities were reported across both Akuku, Toru and Andoni local government areas. The commissioner further stated that the ministry has activated emergency response teams in the affected areas to contain the outbreak and prevent further spread. President Bola Tinubu has extended heartfelt congratulations to 6 accomplished Nigerian scientists and engineers who have been named among the 400 recipients of the prestigious Presidential Early Career Award for Scientists and Engineers in the United States. In a statement released by a Special Advisor on Information and Strategy, the President praised the honorees for their remarkable achievements and elevating Nigeria's global reputation. The award, established in 1996 by former U.S. President Bill Clinton, is the highest honor granted by the U.S. government to outstanding scientists and engineers in the early stages of their careers, and this year's recipients, announced by President Joe Biden, were selected from 14 U.S. government agencies for their groundbreaking contributions to science, technology, and engineering. President of the United Arab Emirates, Mohammed bin Zayed Al Nahyan, has accepted an invitation from President Bola Tinubu to visit Nigeria this year. The president, who arrived in Abu Dhabi as a guest of the UAE president to participate in the Sustainability Week, urged his counterparts to collaborate with Nigeria to strengthen its economy. This was disclosed in a State House release by Tinubu's Special Advisor on Information and Strategy, Bayo Onanuga, stating that the president extended the invitation to Al Nahyan during their bilateral talks at the Emirates Palace Mandarin Oriental in Abu Dhabi. And now time to turn to other stories for you. The National Drug Law Enforcement Agency, NDLEA, Oyo State Command, has arrested 564 suspects for alleged involvement in illicit drug activities between January and December 2024. The agency's commander, Olayinka Joe Fadile, shared the update during a press briefing on Thursday in Ibadan, the state capital, highlighting the command's achievements over the past year. He said the arrest stemmed from the possession and trafficking of narcotics, including cannabis sativa, tramadol, cocaine, pentacozine injections, and cannabis-laced cakes. Troops of the Defense Headquarters Special Operations Brigade have neutralized 6 terrorists during a coordinated operation against Lakurawa terrorists in the Gudu local government area of Sokoto State. A statement signed and made available to newsmen by Coordinator, Joint Media Coordination Center, Operation Fanston Yama, Lieutenant Colonel Abubakar Abdullahi, says the operation led to an intense firefight where 5 soldiers lost their lives. Defense Headquarters has revealed that the recent spike in terrorist activities across the northeast and northwest regions of Nigeria is due to the influx of foreign fighters serving as reinforcements for the terrorists. Speaking during the first military briefing of the year, which also served as a farewell address by the outgoing Director, Defense and Media Operations, Major General Buba Edward, the military attributed the resurgence to fighters from the Sahelian region working in collaboration with local accomplices. Despite these challenges, he assured Nigerians of the military's unwavering commitment to eradicating terrorism, noting that the military, apart from destroying their will to fight, is also applying international pressure. The House of Representatives is considering a bill seeking to alter the 1999 Constitution to provide for the determination of all appeals arising from election petition tribunals prior to the swearing-in of the President-elect, Vice President-elect, Governors-elect, and Deputy Governors-elect, among others. The bill, sponsored by the member representing Darazo Ganjuwa Federal Constituency of Bauchi State, Mansero Soro, and introduced on the Green Chamber floor in October of last year, may be listed for debates in the first quarter of 2025. The proposed legislation seeks to alter Section 285 of the Constitution with the insertion of subsection 1 to read, all appeals arising from the presidential, governorship, national, and state assemblies election petition tribunals shall be determined by the appellate courts prior to the swearing-in of candidates returned as winners by the Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC. President Bola Tinubu has reaffirmed his administration's commitment to implementing climate-smart agricultural practices to bolster food security and reduce environmental impact. He said this in his address at the ongoing Abu Dhabi Sustainability Week held in the capital city of the United Arab Emirates, noting that such initiative aligns with Nigeria's responsibility to lead a just energy transition and sustainable development in Africa. In his 12-minute discourse titled Climate Imperatives into Economic Prosperity, Bridging Africa's Global Energy Future, President Tinubu emphasized the need for international cooperation to achieve sustainable development and mitigate climate change impacts. In the meantime, the Emir of Kano, Muhammadu Sanusi II, has criticized the handling of the economy by President Bola Tinubu's administration, asserting that things are not being done correctly. Sanusi, who spoke in Lagos at the 21st Memorial Lecture of Chief Gani Fawemi, organized by the Nigerian Bar Association Ikeja branch, stated that the government lacks persons of pedigree to articulate its policies for Nigerians to understand. The federal government has hit back at the emir in the meantime, as saying the esteemed monarch's help is not needed to validate the reforms of President Bola Tinubu. Information Minister Mohammed Idris, in a statement, expressed disappointment that Sanusi, who once hailed the removal of petrol subsidy and the unification of forex rates, according to him, now subtly condemned the policies because of a shift in loyalty. You're watching the live broadcast of News Cycle on Global Television, coming to you from Abuja, Nigeria's capital. When the rest of news cycle returns shortly, Tanzania denies new outbreak of Marburg after World Health Organization's alert. We have those details coming from the foreign scene as well as business and sports stories for you. Please stay with us. Thank you for staying with us, everyone. We're watching the live broadcast of News Cycle here on Global Television. We begin the second half of the news broadcast with business, where the Central Bank of Nigeria has unveiled two digital innovations, the document flow system and the ministry's departments and agencies' Naira payment solution. The unveiling was at an event held at its headquarters in Abuja. This is contained in a statement describing the projects as part of the Digital First Transformation Initiative launched by the Apex Bank Governor Olayemi Cardoso in December 2023. Cardoso, in his remarks, stressed the significance of doc flow system in overhauling document management processes within the regulatory institution. The federal government has taken a significant step towards enhancing agricultural interventions by developing a comprehensive farmers register through a partnership between the Federal Ministry of Agriculture and Food Security and the National Identity Management Commission. This initiative aims to establish a verifiable database of genuine farmers across Nigeria. In a statement, Minister of Agriculture and Food Security, Senator Abubakar Kyari, explained that the first phase of the project would register 2 million farmers within the next 3 months. The federal government has proposed a 30 to 60% increase in telecom tariffs to sustain the critical telecommunications sector while ensuring affordability for Nigerians. Minister of Communications and Digital Economy, Dr. Bosu Tijani, who disclosed this in an interview, stated that recommendations from independent consultants, including KPMG, had been received. Rejecting demands by operators for a 100% hike, Dr. Tijani explained that the government is considering a more moderate increase to strike a balance between affordability for consumers and the sustainability and continued growth of the sector. Asian markets extended a global rally after below forecast U.S. inflation provided a much-needed shot of relief to investors and revived hopes for interest rate cuts this year. Strong earnings from Wall Street's banking titans and a ceasefire deal between Israel and Hamas added to the optimistic mood on trading floors. However, there remains a certain amount of caution ahead of Donald Trump returning to the White House next week, having promised to ramp up tariffs on imports and slash taxes as well as regulations that may reignite inflation, as data have shown more consumer prices rising less than expected in December. Let's go to the foreign scene now, where the Tanzanian government has denied reports by the World Health Organization of a suspected new outbreak of the deadly Marburg virus in the northwestern Kagera region, insisting instead that all tested samples returned negative results. The World Health Organization just yesterday raised an alert stating that 9 suspected cases had been reported in Kagera over the past 5 days, with 8 fatalities. However, Tanzania's Health Minister, Janista Magama, dismissed the claim, assuring both the public and international health bodies that no new outbreak has been detected. And now beyond Africa, Germany's Lufthansa airline group will resume flights to Tel Aviv next month. The announcement is coming a day after Israel and Hamas announced a Gaza ceasefire and hostage prisoner exchange agreement. The company in a statement said flights to and from Tel Aviv will resume from February 1, noting that its suspensions of flights to Tehran and Beirut would remain in place until at least February 14 and 28 respectively. The Lufthansa Group, whose carriers include Swiss, Australian Airlines and Eurowings, has repeatedly modified its schedule in recent months due to the course of the conflicts in the Middle East, as other have airlines. A British Prime Minister, Keir Starmer, has arrived in Kiev on an unannounced visit to sign a 100-year accord and shore up support for Ukraine before Donald Trump's return to the White House. Reports say loud blast and air raid sirens rang out over Kiev hours after Starmer's arrival as air defense systems in central Kiev repelled a Russian drone attack. It is Starmer's first official visit to Kiev since taking office last July, and comes as Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky holds a flurry of meetings with his country's allies before Trump's return next week. Downing Street said in a statement that the Prime Minister is due to assign a landmark 100-year partnership to deepen security ties between the United Kingdom and Ukraine, as well as meet Zelensky. Indian Bollywood star Saif Ali Khan has undergone surgery after he was repeatedly stabbed in an apparent burglary at his home in Mumbai. His public relations team said there was an attempted burglary at his residence, urging fans to be patient. The 54-year-old Khan, who has appeared in more than 70 movies and television series, is married to top star Kareena Kapoor, who told local media that Saif had an injury on his arm for which he is in hospital. After news of a ceasefire agreement sparked mass rejoicing, I should say, in Gaza, residents have woken up to columns of smoke, rubble, and more deaths following new Israeli airstrikes. The latest strikes came after Qatar and the United States announced a fragile ceasefire deal that should take effect on Sunday. Mahmoud Basal, spokesman for Gaza's Civil Defense Agency, said at least 73 people had been killed in Israeli airstrikes since the announcement on Wednesday. And now time for excitement from the world of sports. Arsenal goalkeeper David Raya believes his title-chasing side can catch Liverpool after closing the gap on Premier League leaders. Michael Arteta's second-placed side moved within 4 points of Liverpool thanks to their stirring fight back in Wednesday's 2-1 win against arch-rivals Tottenham. Trailing to Son Heung-min's early opener, the Gunners drew level through Dominic Solanke's own goal before Leandro Trossard fired the winner on the stroke of halftime. And also on tennis, British number one Katie Butler's hopes of making a deep run at a major for the first time were rendered by Russia's Veronika Kudermetova at the Australian Open. Butler, seeded 22nd, lost 7-6, 2-6, 6-2 in the second round to the former world number one at Melbourne Park. Making the 15th Grand Slam appearance of her career, the 28-year-old Butler has never gone past the third round. Time to break the jinx, I guess. Thanasi Kokinakis has said a doctor advised him not to play before his and Nick Kyrgios's Australian Open men's double return was cut short by injury. The 2022 champions, nicknamed the Special Ks, were 7-5, 3-2 down in the first round against fellow Australians James Duckworth and Alexander Vucic when they retired. Kyrgios said that he can't see himself playing singles again at Melbourne Park after he was knocked out in the first round by Britain's Jacob Fiendley. Incidentally, that's a full circle here on the news on Global Television. A quick reminder that Global TV is on DSTV, channel 365, Star Times 276, and free to air on Nightcomsats. We also would love to encourage you to follow us across all of our social media platforms using at Global TV NG, as well as other handles now showing on your screen. I'm Wiyag Mofwebe, saying a big thank you to you for watching. We will see you again.